It's a classic message I've seen in quite a few different stories, and nonetheless, Tokyo Ghoul, especially this particular chapter, which by the way, fucking epic chapter at that, demonstrated exactly who is really the monster in this situation. Because the ghouls are supposed to be the animals, they're the savages, they're the people that should be absolutely exterminated, and the humans in the CCG are supposed to be the good guys. But throughout this entire chapter, that's not the case at all. I mean, if you look at Tsukiyama's father, or Shu's father, he is like, I'm a gentleman, please don't do anything crazy, I'm giving up, I'm not fighting back, let's go. And the CCG are like, let's fucking exterminate these motherfuckers, blow up their car. Oh! I'm like, bro, he's like, what the fuck is wrong? Like, you gotta think that these are some bloodthirsty motherfuckers, and I think a big part of it, to be honest with you, is that whole promotion system. I think after a certain point, the CCG should find a different way to do that, because everybody's just trying to impress and basically get to the next level. Like Udi in this chapter, he's like, oh, I can't wait, I can't let them get all the kills and shit like that. And I think that that's what's making them a lot more violent and a lot more heartless. I mean, the dude is like, I give up, I surrender, I'm a gentleman, don't. And they're just like fucking aggravated at the fact. And it's like, again, it goes back to, well, who's really the threat? Who's really the monster in this situation? Okay, so I definitely didn't know what to expect when Tsukiyama woke up. I didn't know if he was just gonna wake up and not really give a fuck about his father, or maybe care a little bit. But the fact that when he was talking to that dude, he was like, you better help, what are you saying? And shit like that. He kind of went a little bit nuts in there. It showcases exactly how he feels about his family and his bloodline and everything like that. And it's really unfortunate that I really think at this particular point, a big way that this could go is he's going to possibly blame all of this on Sasaki or Ken Kaneki, or possibly say, no, Ken Kaneki is dead, but Sasaki Haise is alive, and that's the one I want to take revenge on. This could become a big thing where Tsukiyama's just going to say, I want revenge on this motherfucker for what happened to my family. I mean, when he was talking a little bit, you see that one panel where you see, I think it was like white-haired Kaneki, when he says, we can't stop him. I think he's really starting to put all the blame on him, and I mean, I don't know if it's setting up for at the end of this arc, or maybe later on down the road, some sort of confrontation, but I think it's going to be towards the end of this arc. At the very least, they're going to clash once, or they're going to run into each other, and it's going to be real interesting, because at the end of the day, Tsukiyama is right now like, what the fuck is going on? I just woke up, my whole life is basically ruined, my family's company, my father's arrested, you know, everything is down the drain. And Sasaki, when he does run into Shu, he's going to be like, this is the dude that knew Ken Kaneki, and I'm doing all this. And if he sees the situation, he's going to really start to question himself, like, what the fuck? We're doing this to people that seemingly aren't that bad. You can argue that Tsukiyama just seems way different from his family, like he's a radical departure. And again, I think that's a big part of it, is he's a ghoul, and he was spoiled to death, because like, if his father was like, I'm going out like a gentleman, but all the fucked up shit that he was doing, you know, Tsukiyama and the gourmet restaurant and everything like that, it's like, how the fuck do you fall that far from this gentleman that's giving up, surrendering, saying, I live my life like a human, I don't want to do nothing, even though part of that is to give time for Tsukiyama to get away, or Shu to get away. But ultimately, it's like, how do you fall that far from the tree, bro? And such a beautiful comparison as well, like Suishida really just making all the lessons that happened even in part 1 still relevant to this day, when Tsukiyama thinks back and he's like, what my father just did is almost exactly like what Yoshimura did at the end, when he was like sacrificing himself to save what were basically like his children, the people that he cared about. So definitely very fucking awesome to see Tsukiyama at the end of the day is experiencing a lot of things that Ken Kaneki had to experience, and he's like losing everything. So I think there's a possibility as well, it could go down another route, that Tsukiyama, seeing all the lessons of what he took from Ken Kaneki and how he had to go through a similar aspect, he could see a common ground and understand a little bit more about, wow, maybe really he is better off. Because I think seeing now that the shoe is on his foot and all the tragedy he's going through and losing everything, he could come out of this somewhat of a better person and an enlightened view of the situation. I don't know, it could either go down a very vengeful plot, it could go down Sasaki possibly having to kill Shu, or capturing him and slowly having like a bunch of people like Hinami and Shu and everybody in prison. And you gotta think, it's really fucked up that Sasaki is slowly but surely capturing all the people that were once his comrades and friends. I mean, granted, he doesn't understand it, doesn't know it, but I think when it does get to the point of him getting the memories back and, you know, Ken Kaneki really coming back to him, ultimately he's going to be like, oh my god, look what I've been doing to my friends, and that's just more tragedy incoming. And just the last panel on the top where you see Sasaki and Tsukiyama both looking and whatnot. I mean, you gotta think what is gonna go through Tsukiyama's mind. I mean, between everything that has already happened, his family is completely done, the business, the power that they had, everything, and on top of all that, he might blame Sasaki, but also looking at him, it's like, with everything that's happened, I'm also looking at somebody that I considered a friend, even though he's not necessarily all there in his mind right now, and somebody that I adored as a meal. So the mental shock and everything, I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen to Tsukiyama's character after this arc, but very fucking good build-up. I mean, all the build-up of, you know, the Rose family and the Tsukiyama family and everything just really coming in right now and really showcasing that shit might have been boring at times, but it was boring for a reason because it was so much good setup to make this right now feel like what it is. And I'm really shocked, and it's like, I don't know what the fuck is it that Eto just loves carnage, chaos, massacres and everything, because why the fuck does it seem as though Eto and pretty much, I guess, Aogiri are gonna get involved with the Tsukiyama family, because it looks like she's sending out Noro, which, oh gosh, if Noro is involved and Eto and everything, like, this is gonna be crazy. But maybe they struck a deal. Maybe that's why Shu's father is not that concerned about saying, okay, you got me or whatever, because he had Aogiri paid off or whatever to come and work and, you know, save them, so to speak. That's a big possibility as well. And it's like, we're entering yet again another infamous war. I'm just really hoping at the end of the day that, like I said in my last review, the ghouls don't completely get curb stomped, because right now it's like, I mean, it's sad when the ghouls are the ones really just completely running in fear. And again, that's been a factor in the actual manga, but I mean, like, at every twist and turn, you have the humans, like, just laughing as they're taking out the ghouls, like if the ghouls are nothing. And I understand they've advanced in equipment to fight them or whatever, but jeez, they're just getting absolutely annihilated. So I'm really glad in a way that Eto's getting involved, but it got to make you wonder, why would she get involved, and why would she send Noro, and why would Aogiri give a fuck other than getting paid off by the Tsukiyama family, which they got them big bucks, but I know Aogiri has some money too, so it's really making me question everything. Maybe a big part of it could be that Kane has been captured, and at the end of the day, since that's her new toy, it's like, I understand my toy did give a fuck to a certain degree about this, so maybe I'm gonna help for my toy, or because I'm his god, or it could be something even further that, like, no, this motherfucker Shu is gonna die at my hands. Like, why is Eto and Noro going in unless they're going to get Tsukiyama, or they're going to help out the Tsukiyama family? I don't know, but either way, fucking very, very good fucking chapter yet again. It's just like, Sui Ishida, you're just doing a great job with the setup between the next encounter of Tsukiyama and Sasaki Haise. And it's like, I'm wondering, could this be the thing that finally triggers Sasaki to think, oh my gosh, these are my friends, what the fuck am I doing? And let me know what you guys think about this, as far as like the way the CCG is acting as if they're the fucking animals basically, and the ghouls basically being like the good people. It's very fucking bizarre. And again, I love a classic tale of like, who's truly the monster, the people that are supposed to be the flesh-eating monsters, or the people that are supposed to protect citizens, but yet they're terrorizing these people that a lot of them aren't that bad. And I guess to a certain degree, it's basically like prejudice. At the end of the day, you all are monsters, it doesn't fucking matter, and that's fucked up because the CCG is supposed to be the protectors. I mean, just very fucking good chapter. And your overall thoughts, I mean, is Eto sending Noro to go help the Tsukiyama family? Is it something further to take out Shu because now Kane is mine, bitch? Like, what's going on there? And your overall thoughts of the chapter, I mean, 8.5 to a 9 for this bad boy. Very fucking good stuff to great stuff. But that's all I have for this review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, if you could do so as well, that'd be amazing. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.